Hi guys, welcome back to episode 18 of the Good Decent Poison and series. And in today's video, we are going to be covering three companies, namely Sanghi Industries, Shankara Building Products, and Tanga Jewellery. Okay, and when we are covering Tanga, we will also do a P2P with Kalyan and PN Gadgil that is there. Okay, so first thing first, let us talk about Sanghi Industry. But before I go forward on talking about the companies, I think you might have seen there has been a little bit lag in this Good Decent Poison shit series, right? Like there are many more companies that has come out with its result in the last 2 3 days that have not yet covered. That's because either of the two things. One is because there are companies that are coming out with its con call, right? Like just ka result either last week or couple of days back that has come, so I have to attend the con call. And the second thing is the companies that are posting result, it is like half cooked information. Like they're giving the result document, but PPT is coming after 4 days. Yeah, varna PPT may there is not much information. Like there is no information about volume, margins, nothing. वही result document का दो graph बना के fancy में they have given. So I would need PPT and con call also, right? Like today Shankara building का मैंने पूरा con call भी पढ़ लिया. So that is the thing. So as soon as I get those certain result documents where I get all the information available, I'll continue to do. But that is the aim. We will try to target all the companies, almost all the companies that are there, in this FY26 ka result season, at least as much as I can. Okay. But anyways, in today's video, we will first talk about Sanghi Industries. अगर आप Sanghi Industries को देखते हो, these people make cement and आपका clinker जो है, they have this brand called as Ambuja Cement. I'm pretty sure most of you, if you would have seen the ads, especially if you are a kid growing up in front of a television, you would have seen the ad. Now now अगर आप इसको देखते हो ना, sales that is there, sales is up only by 10%. And अगर आप PAT देखते हो, PAT तो है ही नहीं. इसका जो losses have widened. Last time loss था 19 करोड़ का, इस time loss is 75 करोड़ का. Other than that, if you see all the metrics other than that also, if you see it is really bad. Only the sales is up by 10% and volume is up by 20%. ठीक है, इनका बहुत problem है. I would say when you compare Sanghi Industries with the other cement companies that are there, I think other cement companies have done fairly way better, like way better. I understand Sanghi Industries का unlike the other cement industries ना, वो low base effect नहीं था. Last June they grew 33%, unlike the other cement companies either low single digit या कुछ नहीं था. But I would say when you compare with all the metrics in together, like sales growth, volume growth, value growth, margins, ROE, everything, when you compare na, I believe there are much better cement companies. So one cement company you can see, Sagar Cements. We've already covered it in one of the videos, right? Sagar Cement वो Andhra based company है, which is doing much better compared to the likes of Sanghi. Other than this, there is JK Cement also, जिसका growth rate is also higher. Other metrics are much better compared to Sanghi, because अगर आप cement का देखते हो, Sanghi Industries 10%, JK Industries somewhere between 15 to 60, Sagar Cements I think around 20% का growth rate है. So roughly you can tell I mean I'm getting a company like Sagar in the cement industry में बोल दूँ, which is at a higher growth rate and has all the other parameters that are intact with them. ठीक है, so that's that about Sanghi Industries. Then we go to Shankara Building Products, and what a fabulous set of numbers by Shankara Building Products, right? Like really surprisingly, they have done well. Because if you look at the guidance, right, what they had, they guided for doing 10 lakh tons of volumes this year. Okay, उनका guidance था. But एक चीज था Shankara का, even though they were doing even in the last year also, it's not like they performed really bad. वो तो volume का guidance जो भी था, they delivered it. 20 to 25% का volume growth कर ही रहा था. But unfortunately क्या हो रहा था ना, see, these people make आपका ये steel का tube, steel का pipe and all of this. Now what had happened is steel का price में इतना ऊपर नीचे हो रहा था भाव, right? I think steel का price corrected by literally 15-20% in that range. So although the volume growth was there, the value growth got hit by a huge margin. So जो भी volume growth आपने किया, वो value growth खा रहा था. So ultimately the top line was getting affected over there. But overall, right, in for the first time, I think after I think especially the last year, all the 4 quarters for them, they suffered the steel price ka जो भी value growth था, price erosion का problem था, they suffered it. And this is the first time I would say in a long period of time probably where we see things are at least slightly getting better for them. Okay, yes, steel ka prices are still not back up to that level where it used to be, but at least the correction is not as severe as it was in the last Q1. Okay, and the numbers are a testament for that, because if you look at the sales is up by 27%, PAT is double doubled. If you look at the EBITDA margin, because EBITDA margin का भी उनका guidance था to reach roughly 3.5 to 4% EBITDA margin. Okay, and even the EBITDA margin is at 3.8. So very very brilliant set of numbers. Volume का भी जो guidance दिया था, they will do 10 lakh metric tons, by the end of this year. Already they have done 20% of that. Sorry, not 20, 30% of that they have done. Volume growth is also up by up by 30%. Steel ka volumes that is there. Overall, a great sort of numbers. Other than that, in terms of capex आप बात करो, they are putting up two fulfillment centers. एक मध्य प्रदेश में और एक आंध्र प्रदेश में they are putting up two fulfillment centers. Their SSG that is there. As you know, Shankara building products ka, they have their own set of stores, where they sell their products that is there. So even if you look at the SSG also, this time it's very healthy. SSG is also up by 22%. Okay, so overall a great set of numbers. जो भी उन्होंने guidance दिया था, right, according to the guidance only they are performing. Really good set of numbers. Hopefully ये steel का price का that correction that is there, all of it goes away, and steel का price का भाव में उतना ऊपर नीचे नहीं होता, then I think they can sustain that number. The only problem is the whatever the guidance they can give, a little bit here and there can happen, although volume wise they can do it, but in terms of top line it can be a miss, only because of that steel ka price, because nobody can predict that. Okay, the last update is regarding the merger. As they have this company called as उनका एक क्या है उसका शंकरा बिल्ड प्रो बोल के एक कंपनी है, which they want to वो non retail segment and the retail segment they want to separate it, and उसका I think it's been a very long time, right, ये demerger होने वाला था, and it's been getting delayed because it was supposed to happen in Q1. अभी बोल रहे by H1 max to max in this August 25th it should be done. Probably by H1 this entire demerger should happen, and it should get listed as a separate entity. That is the only thing I would say to look forward to, but other than that, great set of numbers, great set of numbers. और उन्होंने ये भी बोला था, because if you look at their other peers that is there, everybody is like उनका margins नहीं है. On the other hand, these people का margins is getting, they are doing what they guided for. Whether you talk about the top line, whether you talk about the SSG, everything is good when compared to the peers. उन्होंने यही बोला था, maybe that's because we are acquiring market share compared to the other players. Maybe that's why अगर आप देखते हो हमारा numbers में, हमारा metrics में, there is not that much of a pressure that you can see compared to the other players. So overall a good, I would say, good set of numbers, I would say, from Shankara building products. Then the last company that we have is Tanga Jewellery, which is a jewelry company, एक retail jewelry company है that, but उनका सिर्फ, if you talk about the jewelry that they sell gold jewelry only, but they're concentrated to that region of Tamil Nadu, right? They're focused over there. Unlike that you have in Kalyan, which is a pan-India presence, Titan is a pan-India presence, even Senco went from West Bengal to pan-India, and even PN Gadgil also for matter, Maharashtra se abhi, they are going to other parts of northern India. Tanga is the only player which has started, from Tamil Nadu and continues to, increase its geographical presence only in Tamil Nadu. Now, अगर आप यहाँ पे देखते हो, sales यहाँ पे is up by 28%, PAT that is there is up by 20%. When you talk about the PAT over here, the reason, they missed out on operating leverage, and I think it's been couple of quarters they've been missing out on operating leverage, is because they're doing a rapid expansion of stores. Okay, as of now, as of this Q1, they have around 68-69 stores hai unke paas. As you know, these people are putting up, they raised money via QIP also, and they put 3 new showrooms in Chennai, which is doing really well. Abhi और 5 showrooms, it is supposed to come up again in Chennai area only. So that is the reason आप देख रहे हो, थोड़ा वो yeah, so along with that, store expansion, you see that the operating leverage has been a miss. Now, other than that, if you look the other factors such as SSG is at 6.68 versus it was 19.6% last quarter, right? I mean last quarter, when I meant Q1 of FY25. अगर आप देखते हो, I think this is the only company that I would say जिसका that has raised a bit an alarm with respect to the steep increase in gold prices, because gold का prices इतना बढ़ चुका है in the last 1 year, right, that people are being a little bit cautious in terms of buying over here. And यहाँ पे, if you see, it has been really reflected in terms of Tanga Jewellery का numbers, because उनका जो volumes है, right, the volumes has been on a decline. Volume degrew by 5% on a year-on-year basis अगर हम बात करते हैं, right? And this is the first time since the COVID का years, right, after the COVID that we had, this is the first time that the company has seen volume का degrowth. और उन्होंने ये भी बोला कि like, see, अगर if this this trend continues, right? If this gold ka prices badne hi lagta hai, if this trend continues, then yes, it can cause even more, probably, people will stop buying gold, wo jo hesitant hoga, because of this gold prices, that would be there. Now if you do the P2P over here with, Tangamai jewelry with the other company, especially Kalyan and PN Gadgil, that is there, which is leading the race over here, you see that, right? Like there is no chance to compete over here with them, whether it is in terms of store expansion. Both Kalyan and Gadgil have a higher rate in terms of store expansion compared to Tangamai Jewellers, considering the fact that, both of them have a higher base also, because Tangamai is hardly what, like 68 69 stores, versus PN Gadgil and Kalyan has a two more than 2x का double base compared to Tangamai. Similarly, अगर आप sales का भी बात करते हो, sales also if you see both Kalyan and Gadgil 30% versus Tangamai is at 28%. So yes, even if it is a few percentage points, they are still, leading the race. The other thing is with respect to SSG. SSG इनका था 6% versus SSG with respect to Kalyan was 18%, right? It also goes to show you कि like, Kalyan is doing very well in terms of Tangamai. Gadgil का SSG is around 8%, but you can't really consider it because उनका जो SSG 8%, it could have been higher. वो Gudi Padwa, if it fell in Q1 as it did in last year, but इस बार Gudi Padwa fell, in the months of Q4, right? So that is the reason. But overall, I would say yes, when you compare the entire jewelry space, I don't think Tangamail stands a chance, to compete with the likes of, the Kalyan and PN Gadgil jewelers that is there. They really need to buckle up. And also another thing is, I think my appreciation for both Kalyan and Gadgil goes up because, they have done massive expansion especially Kalyan has done a massive expansion in 2 years. Gadgil is going to do, in this year also, right? They are going to open, around 25 to 30 stores that is there. And you will see that, unka jitna bhi, even last time also, if you remember Gadgil, remember they opened that 9 stores in 9 days of that Navratri, and you still see that, the operating leverage was intact, irrespective of that, wo import duty ka cut hone and everything. So good, so beautifully they had executed it. So that is why I believe, like Kalyan and Gadgil that is there, they are, I would say, far better place and much better, execution capabilities than that of Tangamail Jewellers, right? Because those people, I mean, I don't even know how they're doing it or what they're doing it. Considering, और एक उनका negative है because Thangamai is opening the stores in Chennai, in that Tamil Nadu area where they have a really good presence. Unlike Kalyan and, PN Gadgil, which is going to newer geographies and are opening. So that is why I say, उनका execution capabilities के लिए, you really have to salute the companies. So overall, I would say one is, if you have to classify आज का जो 3 कंपनी किया, Sanghi Industries, terrible, it is an absolute shit company, stay away from it. If you look at Shankara Building Products, good, very good set of numbers I would say. And Tangamail Jewellers, decent, yes. I mean, margins has been a miss, race mein, it comes, in the 3rd position or so. But other than that, if you see, good set of numbers, especially from Shankara Building Products. And yes, as you guys know, we are doing another live workshop starting on August 24th. It's a live workshop, so obviously it starts at 10 a.m. So if you wants to register, make sure you click on the description box below on the YouTube channel, and yeah, you will be able to register it. As you know, we only have 1000 seats, and make sure you get your seats before it runs out. Anyways guys, that's that for today's video. I will see you again tomorrow. Bye.